Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the Military Social Work Network. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channel, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of hope and support, where military and aspiring military social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Well, just my quick disclaimer that this video is not being endorsed, sponsored, or promoted by any military or government agencies, and the views and opinions stated in this video are mine alone. So welcome back. We're continuing our Black History Month Military Leaders series. In today's episode, we will be highlighting the service not of an individual but of actually several regiments that have been colloquially termed as the Buffalo Soldiers. All right. So Buffalo Soldiers originally were members of the 10th Cavalry Regiment of the United States Army, formed on September 21st, 1866 at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. This nickname was given to the Black Cavalry by Native American tribes who fought in the Indian Wars. The term eventually became synonymous with all of the African American regiments formed in 1866, which include the 9th Cavalry Regiment, the 10th Cavalry Regiment, the 24th Infantry Regiment, the 25th Infantry Regiment, and the 2nd 38th Infantry Regiment. Although several African American regiments were raised during the Civil War as part of the Union Army, including the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry, which is highlighted in the movie Glory, and the many United States Colored Troops regiments, the Buffalo Soldiers were established by Congress as the first peacetime all-black regiments in the regular U.S. Army. So from 1866 to the early 1890s, these regiments served at a variety of posts in the southwestern United States and the Great Plains regions. They participated in most of the military campaigns in these areas and earned a distinguished record. 13 enlisted men and 6 officers from these 4 regiments earned the Medal of Honor during the Indian Wars. In addition to the military campaigns, the Buffalo Soldiers served a variety of roles along the frontier, from building roads to escorting the U.S. mail. Let's see what else. After most of the Indian Wars ended in the 1890s, the regiments continued to serve and participated in the 1898 Spanish-American War, including the Battle of San Juan Hill in Cuba, where 5 more Medals of Honor were earned. The men of the Buffalo Soldiers were the only African Americans that fought in Cuba during the war. Additionally, the 6th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry Regiment had a company of African American soldiers, Company L, that saw action in Puerto Rico. Up to 5,000 black men enlisted in volunteer regiments in the Spanish-American War in Alabama, Illinois, Kansas, North Carolina, Ohio, and Virginia, and some had all black officers. Several other African American regiments of the United States Volunteer Infantry were formed and nicknamed immune regiments, as they were mistakenly believed to be resistant to tropical diseases, but only the 9th Immunes served overseas in the war. The Buffalo Soldiers regiments also took part in the Philippine-American War from 1899 to 1903 and the 1916 Mexican Expedition. There was strong opposition to war in the Philippines among African Americans. Many black soldiers established a rapport with the brown-skinned natives on the islands, and an unusually large number of black troops deserted during the campaign, some of whom joined the Filipino rebels of whom the most famous was the celebrated David Fagan. In 1918, the 10th Cavalry fought at the Battle of Ambos Nolages during the First World War, where they assisted in forcing the surrender of the federal Mexican and Mexican militia forces. Buffalo Soldiers fought in the last engagement of the Indian Wars, the small Battle of Bear Valley in southern Arizona, which occurred in 1918 between US Cavalry and Yaqui natives. So I'm going to stop there. It's interesting to review this history because if you watch mainstream movies, that cover, the Indian Wars and cover the 19th century, you don't see anything about the Buffalo Soldiers. All you see is white soldiers. And in effect, Hollywood does a disservice by the lack of telling these stories. We need movies about the 9th Infantry Regiment, about the 10th Infantry Regiment. These are unsung men who served their country at a time when the country didn't really care about them. But they served with honor. Medal of Honor recipients, So that's just my little editorial. I think Hollywood needs, I think the directors, whether it's Spike Lee, whether it's Tyler Perry, whether it's Steven Spielberg, I don't know. I don't care. They need to make movies about these infantry regiments that are otherwise known as the Buffalo Soldiers. Let's see a movie about the Spanish-American War and these soldiers. Let's see a movie about the Philippine War, about the Mexican expedition. Come on, Hollywood. You guys have to tell these stories because these are like forgotten episodes of military history that the general populace doesn't know about. So again, and the purpose that I'm talking about this, because this is not social work related information, but I think it's inspirational because the men that served in these units, they were trying to better themselves, just like we all are today. They were looking for any opportunity that could better, their lives and their families' lives. And they put on a uniform similar to this one, looked different obviously because it was in the 1800s, but they took the same oath, that we take today to uphold, to protect and uphold the Constitution, So thank you for watching this video. For all the social workers out there, thank you for the work that you do for your clients, for your agency, and for the profession. Please continue to support each other and yourselves. Bye for now.